Welcome back to Nuanza Art, the channel where design meets wonder, and homes aren't just buildings, they're experiences. In today's episode, we're taking you on a magical journey to the Swiss Alps, where a majestic stone castle awaits atop a serene hillside. This isn't just any castle. It's a masterwork of rustic elegance and architectural poetry, blending centuries of heritage with contemporary charm. Imagine thick stone walls, aged wood beams, and panoramic views that steal your breath away. From its exterior majesty to its cozy storybook interiors, every corner of this home speaks to the soul. So whether you're an architecture lover, interior design enthusiast, or just a dreamer at heart, you're in for something special. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment telling us what your favorite part of the castle is. Let's begin this magical tour together. From the first glance, the castle stands like a sentinel on the hillside, solid, proud, and timeless. Crafted entirely from natural Swiss stone, its structure reflects both strength and beauty. These stones weren't just stacked. They were hand-laid over generations, telling a story with every crack and corner. The castle's strategic elevation provides a commanding view over green valleys and snow-dusted peaks, making it feel both grounded and ethereal. A winding cobblestone path leads you to a massive arched entrance, where intricate ironwork frames the aged wooden door. Moss creeps along the stone, while ivy clings romantically to its towers, blurring the line between man-made and nature-made. During golden hour, the sunlight turns the castle walls into a warm canvas of earth tones. This isn't just an old building, it's a monument to craftsmanship, placed perfectly in nature's cradle. The outside invites curiosity, but what lies within is even more magical. Stepping inside, you're immediately enveloped in a sense of history. The entry hall opens with vaulted ceilings supported by massive wooden beams, some dating back hundreds of years. The floors are made from wide, hand-hewn planks, beautifully worn and alive with patina. Yet, this space isn't dark or dungeon-like. Natural light pours in from arched windows, bouncing off soft-toned stone walls. The design here perfectly marries old-world charm with modern organic touches. Think linen-upholstered benches, minimalist chandeliers, and handcrafted pottery. A grand staircase spirals up with wrought iron railings, worn smooth from years of use. This space isn't just a passage. It sets the tone for the entire home, a place where the past and present don't collide, they collaborate. It's a balance that today's designers strive for, and this castle nails it effortlessly. The moment you enter, you feel both humbled and inspired. Enter the living room, and it's like walking into a painting. A massive stone hearth dominates one wall, complete with a roaring fireplace that feels more like the heart of the castle than a functional feature. Above it, a reclaimed wood mantel holds antique books, dried flowers, and black and white photos from another era. Plush wool sofas, fur throws, and oversized cushions create a cozy enclave that contrasts beautifully with the rawness of stone and timber. The ceiling, hand-carved beams, subtly ornate but never gaudy. Lighting is soft, mostly provided by lantern-style sconces and candle clusters. One corner hosts a baby grand piano, another, a reading nook by an arched window. It's rustic, but not rough. Luxurious, but not loud. This room invites long conversations, hot cocoa, and watching the snow fall outside while wrapped in a blanket of history and elegance. The kitchen is where the castle reveals its modern soul. Don't expect a dusty medieval setup. This is a state-of-the-art culinary space, cleverly housed within ancient stone. Copper pots hang from a beam above a central island made from reclaimed barnwood. Marble countertops contrast beautifully with matte black fixtures and handcrafted cabinetry. An enormous stone oven, still functional from its original build, stands next to modern appliances that blend into the design seamlessly. Windows above the sink open to views of snow-capped peaks, making dishwashing almost a pleasure. Long, rustic shelves display local ceramics, heirloom spices, and jars of preserved fruits. The lighting is warm and layered, pendants above the island, sconces on the stone walls, and candle lanterns during dinner. It's more than just a place to cook. It's a warm, inspiring space where tradition and innovation simmer side by side. Head upstairs and the atmosphere shifts again, this time into peaceful opulence. The bedrooms are tucked under steeply pitched roofs, with exposed beams framing each room like a cabin in the clouds. Thick woolen rugs cover the wide wood floors. The beds? Grand, canopied, and layered in fine linens and cozy knits. Natural textures rule here. Linen, wood, wool, while the color palette remains earthy and muted. Each room has a unique charm. One might feature a clawfoot tub by a window, another might offer a secret door into a turret. Don't miss the views. Every bedroom has a window that opens to a different slice of Switzerland. Mountain ranges, forests, distant lakes. It's not just restful, it's romantic, serene, and grounding. Sleep comes easy here, lulled by silence, stone, and stars. One of the most enchanting parts of the castle is the library, located in a circular tower. Walls lined with books curve around you, creating an immersive sanctuary. A ladder on rails glides along the shelves, offering access to tomes of poetry, design, and history. In the center, a reading table is lit by a vintage pendant, and a leather chair invites long afternoons of inspiration. What makes this space even more unique is the panoramic 360-degree view. Tiny turret windows offer glimpses of forest, hillside, and sky in every direction. It's the ultimate creative escape, perfect for writing, sketching, or simply being still. The scent of old books and pine wood fills the air. This is a designer's dream, a quiet pocket of intellect and atmosphere, suspended in time yet fully alive. Even bathing in this castle is an experience. The main bathroom suite is carved partly into the hillside itself, using natural stone to form walls, floors, and even the tub. That tub, a deep, freestanding marvel, is placed near a floor-to-ceiling window overlooking the valley. During snowfall, it feels like bathing inside a snow globe. Heated floors, stone basins, rain showers, and antique bronze fixtures elevate the experience. Wooden benches, thick towels, and scented oils add spa-like luxury. The design embraces ritual and rest, inviting you to slow down. Instead of cold luxury, it offers warm, natural wellness. Even here, nature is a constant companion, whether it's in the materials used or the breathtaking views outside. It's a perfect blend of medieval mystique and modern indulgence. Beyond the castle walls, the outdoor spaces are just as enchanting. Stone terraces curve along the hillside, furnished with handmade seating, fire pits, and blankets for chilly evenings. The stone pathway leads to a garden bursting with alpine herbs, moss-covered sculptures, and tucked-away benches. Birds sing, streams whisper, and the wind brings the cleanest air you've ever breathed. The castle's designers clearly understood the value of blending architecture with the landscape. Whether you're sipping coffee on the terrace, meditating in the garden, or reading under a pine tree, the outdoor areas offer deep connection and calm. This isn't just a place to live, it's a place to feel fully alive. The hillside doesn't just support the castle, it completes it. And that brings us to the end of this magical tour of the Swiss stone castle on the hillside. We hope this journey sparked your imagination and gave you fresh ideas for your own space, whether you live in a modern apartment or dream of your own rustic retreat. This castle reminds us that the best design isn't about trends. It's about timelessness, balance, and heart. Thank you so much for joining us here at Nuance Art. If you enjoyed this adventure, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment sharing your favorite room or feature of the castle. Would you live in a place like this? Could you design one of your own? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay inspired and keep designing the life you love.